Hey, I'm back. Okay, I wanted to talk to you now about what we call attendance tracking, and it also ties into what we also have as a system, which is called our Perfect Attendance Award. But first, I want to explain to you why it's so important that you have an attendance tracking system. It could be a computer program. Any of the programs that are out there are going to do well for you. We also use a hard card, a printed card, to keep track of our attendance. We use them both. We do a computer and the hard card. But this is why it's so important that you do either one of those or both of them together. Attendance tracking is the lifeblood of a student's motivation. If you find that a student is coming 3 days a week and they come for, let's say, 2 months at 3 days a week, and all of a sudden they drop off the face of the earth and you don't see them for a week, you have to make sure that you recognize that and give them a call, which would be in your "we miss you" calls. But if you're not doing the calls, you're going to find that a week could turn to 2, and then 2 to 3, and then all of a sudden you're going to lose that student because for whatever reason they got demotivated or they fell out of the regular track of coming to class, their program, whatever it may be. But if you find that their attendance is at 3 classes a week, then all of a sudden it goes to 2, the following week it goes to 1, you're going to find that if they're going downhill, you're seeing that they're coming less and less and less. What happens is they're falling out of track, and what you're going to do is lose that student. So it's so important to call them, touch base with them, find out why, maybe encourage them, explain to them why it's so important to have regular attendance. It's like this, going to the gym. If you go once in a while sporadically, it's difficult to drag yourself there. But if you make it a part of your routine, it's easier to get yourself there. It's just so important for us to recognize and realize when a student is losing motivation, and it's in attendance. In the beginning, when they first start, they're enthusiastic. They'll come as much as they can. As a matter of fact, it's like eating your favorite flavor of ice cream. If you like it and you've never had it before and all of a sudden you love it, you're going to eat so much of it that maybe all of a sudden it's going to be routine, it's going to be regular, and then you don't really need to have it that much. So what happens is this. You're gonna all of a sudden fade away, and this is what goes on with our attendance. We don't want the student to fade away. We'd rather them to be regular, coming 2 days or maybe 3 days a week consistently over a long period of time, rather than a ton of classes within a short period of time. So we have to watch, and then when we find that their attendance is dropping, we should give them a phone call right away. We call these our "we miss you" calls. In our school, if we don't get the person in person, in direct on the telephone, we'll immediately write a postcard and send that in the mail. Oftentimes the postcard comes to them and they've already come back to class. But it doesn't matter. It's a 20-cent stamp or a 24-cent stamp, and whatever the postcard costs you, and it's just well worth it for them to see that we recognize them and notice that they're not there. It's important for us to know this. Even if our school has 450 students, we have to make every single person, and they should, really, you just don't make it, but make sure that they are the most important person in class. Again, attendance tracking and statistics go hand in hand, and you have to make sure that you follow up on this. Don't let it go for a month, because a month could be too late. You could lose people in a month's time. Every single week, sometimes 2 days a week, do your "we miss you" calls, track the attendance, look for trends in their training cycle, and be able to determine whether they're going to be going for a long time or quitting soon. That's about it. I hope this helped you as well. Take care.